I mean, it can't be a coincidence that they copied the very part of town where my grandfather lived, where I grew up. It can't be a coincidence either that I actually came here undeservedly and irregularly. The one who ate the compote from the key to the mystery of the century, while listening to those strange tales that maybe weren't all tales. And dreams can't be coincidences either. Annabelle mentioned that you used to dream about your grandfather. I asked her not to talk about him. She didn't mean to say it. Laurie apologized to Annabelle. She was worried about you. She was worried that I was going crazy. No, just, well, whatever. Then you know my recurring dream about the mansion, my grandfather in the cafe, and the locked doors. Yes, I had this dream last night too, but now I've finally made it into the atrium. I found one of the doors open. I sat down next to my grandfather, and he put the radio aside, closed his newspaper, and smiled at me. As he looked up at me, he slowly began to change. The grey hair disappeared from his hair, the wrinkles from his face. Quite a change. Laurie admitted. The usual plaid shirt was gone. He was stretched out in a silver uniform. Kathleen continued. "Go home, baby," he said, and then his face faded as the huge chestnut tree and the mansion disappeared into nothingness. I woke up. "We have to tell the others about this," Laurie said. "Yes, let's go." Kathleen nodded. When they entered the control room, the others were all looking at a large projector. A young man in a silver uniform was looking at them from the image. "Grandfather," Kathleen whispered. "Dear Earth passengers." The silver-clad man spoke. "On the projector, you can see the communications officer of our latest expedition. I am the ship's central computer, and now I will convey his message to you in his voice." After a short pause, he continued. "Now that you have finally found the ship left behind for you, and activated it with the hidden start key, and bravely set off, it is time for me to tell you where we are going. 6 years later. Do you love me that much?" Kathleen asked. "What do I know?" Judy snapped nervously. "After your daily loud arguments, this tenderness surprises me." Kathleen apologized. "Let's put it this way. I'm insistent on him. The way you gently stroked his face earlier. I thought, after all, he's the father of my children. I always thought you were in love with Lorenzo." "Love? Come on," Judy waved. Lorenzo lay pale on the bed. The oxygen mask was pressed tightly against his face. The IV drip was continuously pumping healing fluids into his system. The machines in the intensive care unit hummed softly. "I've always envied you two for finding each other like this. For each other." "Yeah," Judy grimaced. "What do you mean by that?" "For each other, of course. Who else?" Kathleen looked at Judy questioningly. "Think about it. Did I have a choice? When the days of departure, mixed with euphoria and despair, were over, I had to realize that we were locked together for a long time. I had to do something. I couldn't spend years pacing the huge spaceship like Ted, or indulging in the library like Annabelle, or looking at family photos on my laptop like Laurie." "You did," Kathleen interrupted. "You moved in with Lorenzo the first week. I couldn't be alone. I needed someone who belonged to me. By the time we figured it out, you had Lorenzo completely taken over. Who was I supposed to choose?" Judy continued. "Ted's gay, isn't he? He's out of the picture. Laurie is sticking to her role as the father, estranged from his family. Her heart is bleeding profusely." "It would be bleeding," Kathleen retorted. "She was just about to leave for home when we were taken away by the ship. She was supposed to leave the next day. They were expecting their second child in those days. Now she could safely show off her latest baby photos at college. Laurie has been unapproachable ever since," Judy continued. "She's completely locked up in her grief and her hurt. You're still impudently young. You still have plenty of time to break the ice, to get close to her for once. But I don't have time for that. I needed someone right away. I needed someone close to me, someone I could take care of, someone I could count on, someone I could control. You think it's only important to you to belong to someone. You're easy. Your grandfather is there for you. You can talk to him all day long. Yeah, my virtual grandfather, virtual but still your own grandfather, with a separate entrance. You're impatient and violent. Yes, Judy shrugged. And